Before my message, I'd like to read a passage from the Wasam for hymn in classical Japanese, written by Shinran Shonin, the founder of symbolism. Let us put our hands together in Gassho. The light of compassion illumines us from afar. Those beings it reaches, it is taught, attain the joy of Dharma. So take refuge in Amida, the great consolation. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us in this Hawaii Betsuin Sunday service. Today, I'd like to talk about Amida Buddha's light. Shinran Shonin reveals to us that Amida Buddha's light untiringly illuminates us all. In order to explain the Buddha's light, I'd like to introduce our Wasam, written by Shinran Shonin. In the following Wasam, he compares the Buddha's light as the sunshine in the dawn. The light of wisdom exceeds all measure, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. So take refuge in Amida, the true and real light. The light of wisdom means Amida Buddha's light, and every finite living being means us all. We are limited in existence, and we are always suffering and struggling, as if we are wandering in the dark. On the other hand, Amida Buddha's light is limitless and always illuminates all of us. Through the wisdom light of Amida, we are made aware of the truth of this world. When waking up by the sunlight in the morning, I will remember the words of this Wasam. Every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. Like the morning sun, Amida Buddha's warm light shines upon us gently. Also, Shinran Shonin wrote as follows: the cloud of light is unhindered, like open sky. There is nothing that impedes it. Every being is nurtured by this light. So take refuge in Amida, the one beyond conception. When walking around my house in the evening, I find that the sun is about to set, and the clouds are turned red by the glow of the sun. I feel the clouds are very beautiful, and remember the words of this Wasam. The cloud of light is unhindered, like open sky. Amida Buddha's light always reaches us all, and all of us are nurtured by the Buddha's light. Shinran Shonin often called Amida Buddha's light as unhindered light, because nothing can prevent the Buddha's light from reaching out to us. For example, he wrote as follows: my eyes being hindered by blind passions, I cannot perceive the light that grasps me. Yet the great compassion, without tiring, illumines me always. Even though the Buddha's light always illuminates all of us, we have difficulty seeing this light due to our blind passions, such as greed, anger, and ignorance of the truth in this world. However, even if we cannot see the light, the Buddha never forsakes us and untiringly illuminates us all. In this way, Shinran Shonin teaches us that Amida Buddha's unhindered light always reaches us, in spite of how we are filled with blind passions. If we are illuminated by Amida Buddha's compassionate light, we will be able to attain great tranquility. As an example, I'd like to share my experience when I visit Hawaii for the first time. 17 years ago, I was a student at a Shin Buddhist major at Rikoku University's graduate school in Kyoto, Japan. Also, I joined the Kaikyoshi Ministers program at university. The ministers who work in places such as Hawaii, mainland America, Canada, and South America are called the Kaikyoshi Ministers. In the Kaikyoshi Ministers program, the students learn English and the knowledge to work as Kaikyoshi Ministers. If the students take all the lectures in the program, they can have a workshop in Hawaii to observe the temple's activities over there. In 2004, I visited Hawaii to join the workshop. It was my first visitation to an English-speaking country. I'm still poor at English, but those days, my English level was very low. So even when I tried to speak with the locals, many of them could not understand me. Also, when listening to them, I could not understand them. So as time passed, I was exhausted and thought, it's impossible for me to be a Kaikyoshi minister. I'd like to go back to Japan soon. One Sunday, I joined the Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin Sunday service because joining the service was included into the workshop. Before visiting the temple, I thought, I want to go back to Japan. I want to go back to Japan. However, when entering the main temple and saw Amida Buddha statue, I felt the Buddha's light illuminating me. Also, I felt that the Buddha said to me, Shingo, don't worry, I'm always with you. And I felt that I could be calmed down and felt comfortable in peace. At that time, I remembered the 33rd vow of Amida Buddha. The Sutra of the Tathagata of Immeasurable Life describes the vow as follows. When I attain Buddhahood, the sentient beings of the countless, immeasurable, inconceivable, numberless worlds throughout the 10 quarters who receive the Buddha's majestic light and attached and illuminated by it shall attain peace and comfort in body and mind, thereby surpassing other human beings and devas. If it be not so, may I not attain enlightenment. Amida Buddha vowed that the Buddha's light shine upon all places and all beings. And all of those who are illuminated by the light would be peaceful and comfortable. I knew that the vow was true. Of course, Shinran Shonin also thought that the vow is true. And so he wrote the wasam that I read at the beginning of this message. I'd like to read it again. The light of compassion illumines us from afar. Those beings it reaches, it is taught, attain the joy of Dharma. So take refuge in Amida, the great consolation. In this wasam, Shinran Shonin reveals to us that if we are illuminated by the Buddha's compassionate light, we will be able to get the joy of Dharma or the Buddha's teachings. Also, he defines Amida Buddha as a great consolation, because the Buddha's light gives us all great comfort. Through the experience in Hawaii, I could know that Amida Buddha's light always illuminates me and gives me the great tranquility. Also, I could get the courage to return to Hawaii as a Kaikyoshi minister. In our lives, we have many experiences. Of course, we all desire to get happiness. But many hardships, difficulties, or sorrows come up in our lives. Especially since last year, we have had hardships and difficulties due to the COVID-19. Like the virus issue, we cannot be sure when the negative experiences and events will occur. Our lives are like that when we walk on the road in the dark. If hardships and difficulties come up, we may be disappointed in ourselves. However, Shinran Shonin reveals that Amida Buddha's light always shines upon us all, no matter what happens in our lives. Also, through the Buddha's light, we can have the peaceful mind and the energy to survive in this life. Thank you very much for listening to this message. Thank you so much. In closing, let us recite the Onen Butsu or Namo Amida Butsu. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandab, 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 namandab.